of Rome Board meeting to order for Thursday, December 16th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Number 2, roll call, starting from my left.
Weisinger here.
Minter here.
Hasbill here.
Barheit here.
Number 3, certified posting of the meeting, please.
I certify that on Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, the amended agenda for the Town of Rome Board meeting for Thursday, December 16th, 2021 was emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune at 11:10 a.m., posted at Rome Town Hall at 10:55 a.m., at Leicester Public Library of Rome at 3:35 p.m., and at Nakusa Port Edward State Bank at 3:30 p.m.
Thank you. Number 4, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda as written, amended.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 5, pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
Number 6, citizen comments.
I received none.
We have none. We will dispense with number 6. No action contemplated except possible referral to future agenda. Number 7, information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, and announcements. Jerry, you have anything?
Just that I would like to compliment Officer Katie Cruz and our fire chief for being involved with the Snow Bandit safety meeting last Saturday. Katie did a very professional job of letting people know what our police department can do, what they can force, what they can't. She just did a real professional job. I want to thank her and fire chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dan?
I have nothing.
I have nothing. Dan? I have nothing.
And nothing here.
Chairman, I just have one item.
Alrighty.
We did have a deadline for that zoning administrator position out there of the 19th. I'd like to get a little bit larger candidate pool than we have. Today I extended it to the 28th of December. I know that pushes it back a week, but we initially took out some purchased ads on some additional recruitment sites in order to get a larger pool than what we had. I'd like to have a couple more candidates to consider.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else? Number 8, department and committee reports.
If there are questions, otherwise reports are included in the packet.
How often are the DOT inspections done on the trucks? For the fire department specifically is what I'm asking about.
We would have to just ask chief to confirm, cause I think it's different for all trucks. I think some inspections are annually, but some are more than that.
Okay. Just seems like there's gonna be a pretty significant replacement of tires expense. Was that budgeted?
We did increase the operations for next year, and would try to make them all work within that operational budget. The X factor is always breakdowns, if we have breakdowns.
Is it all tires or just the steering tires?
Usually it's all tires.
Okay.
That is a recommendation, that's not a requirement.
Yeah.
And I'd like to have some input on that, because if you start replacing tires on 7-year cycle, you'll go broke, where the tires are, in our operation, they barely get used.
Yeah.
So DOT inspections are required annually on all vehicles.
Is it annual? Okay. I was wondering about that. Yeah, I agree with 7 years is there's more
Pretty
life,
early.
but 20 years is maybe pushing it.
Well, right, but some of those tires in the past, we've taken them off the steer at 10 years and moved them back and give them to the highway department, and we run them out on the local trucks, which they operate very safely on. But- And that recommendation from the NAPA is strictly a recommendation.
Good to know.
It applies to big metropolitan areas where their trucks are running every day too, and not ours where they get run once a month, maybe, or twice.
Would there be any insurance implications based on a recommendation? Do you know?
No.
insurance implications.
Anybody else? I did have one item. On the police reports, we had, appears to be several accidents on 13, and I couldn't read the rest of the cutoff here. Do you know if any of these were on 13 and Apache by chance?
You know, I would have to double check with the chief just to see, but I don't believe so, but I would have to double check with him.
Okay.
And I could get a clarification number on that. I'm assuming you're asking because of our questions that we've had with the speed in that area, so I
Yes.
can get clarification.
Yes, thanks. Okay, that's all we got there. Okay, discuss some possible action on the following items. 9, discussion and action, approval of the December 2nd, 2021 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve as presented.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 10, discussion and possible action, approval of recommendation from the Plan Commission on consideration of a revised site plan of operation for the property owned by the Lakes Inn LLC to add lakes to sand, seasonal UTV, and water activities rental business to the property and to remodel existing storage structure into a customer check-in waiting area. Property is located at 1148 West Queensway, also described as part of the West 1/2, Southeast 1/4, Section 17, Town 20 North, Range 06 East, Lot 1, CSM 513, Town of Rome, Adams County, Wisconsin, with a property identification number of 030-00807-0000. Can I get a motion, please?
I move to approve the plan commission recommendation.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
If I could, just as background, give a couple comments, and that is that the Plan Commission did review the operational plan as it was first presented and then as it was updated, those being at their November and December meetings. Public hearing was held. A number of comments were received from the public, either responded to by the applicants right there, or incorporated into their updated operational plan. So the packet that you have does have their updated operational plan, I believe, and this was considered at the December meeting where the Plan Commission did approve or recommend approval, to the town board of the plan.
I would just add, an item on your desk tonight were 2 maps. We did ask on Tuesday at the Plan Commission if they would put together a map of if 11 would have water over it, how would they get to Derricks? And when they do guided tours, which would be on the weekends that Derricks would be closed for private events, where would those guided tours go? So the top map is showing the guided tour in that alternate route, but then I also printed this map and I have crossed out, that's not the guided tour, because those trails don't exist, but it blows up that alternate route a little bit easier to see it than on that first map. And the applicants are here tonight if you had questions for them also.
Anybody have any questions or comments, discussion?
I only have a comment. I think it'll be a neat addition to activities available in the town.
Agree. Yeah, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Congratulations.
Thank you. Now you can send the congratulations text.
Now I can do it?
No.
Thank you.
Number 11, discussion and possible action, approval of resolution number 21, sale of town-owned property in the town of Rome, Bison Trading Company, LLC, to purchase an approximately 1.0 acre parcel in the mixed town center sub-district of Rome Town Center for a purchase price of $5,000. Parcel identification number 030-01136-0602.
Just a couple comments. In your packets, you should all have a map. I think the map does a good job of identifying both numbers 11 and 12 and where they are located. Number 11 specifically refers to a 1 acre parcel that's south of the current parcel owned by Bison Trading Company. The CDA did review the offer, presented a counter offer which was accepted, and just a final note that it did also include the acceptance of the developer's agreement, which we put in place with every sale in Rome Town Center.
Can we get a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the sale of 1 acre to Bison Trading.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 12, discussion and possible action, approval of resolution number 21, sale of town-owned property in the town of Rome, Rome Country Meats and Deli LLC, to purchase an approximately 1.209 acre parcel in the Commercial A subdistrict of Rome Town Center for a purchase price of $6,000. Parcel identification number is 030-01136-0596. Comments?
Really just all similar comments. You have that location as well on the map, and the CDA did review the offer, presented a counter offer which was accepted, and the counter offer does have, again, our developer's agreement as an expectation as part of the closing.
Motion to approve a sale of 1.209 acres to the Rome County Market and Deli LLC for $6,000.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Very exciting.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Number 13, discussion and possible action, annual visit Rome, Wisconsin report. Would you like to go to the podium, please?
We'll invite up Lisa Kubish. She
Yes.
is the new executive director for Visit Rome. I think she's been with us 6 weeks now. Yes.
6 weeks. So be easy on me. Is this on?
Is the
There's a
light on?
light, there's a button in the front there.
If the light is on?
Okay. All right. Again, I'm Lisa Kubis from Visit Rome. Moved to the area about 1 year ago, and again started with Visit Rome about 6 weeks ago, and just have our 2021 annual report to review.
And Lisa was previously in Wisconsin Rapids, so it's not.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. First slide is the room tax recap. Just as a reminder, the Wisconsin State Statute tells us we must utilize the room tax that we receive on tourism, promotion and development. Also, that Visit Rome, Wisconsin, our budget is comprised of 70% of the room tax collected in the area, and 30% remains with the town of Rome. Room tax is expected to go up about 12.5% next year, and that's based on really a forecast from Sand Valley. They're expected to increase 12.5%. In total, I mean, you can see by quarter the revenue that comes in. In total, it's about $500,000 a year that Visit Rome brings in for tax, room tax. Grant program and restructure. The number that I didn't put on here that I wish I would have, in 2021, we released about $15,900 in grant funds to the community. In 2021, that number was quite a bit higher, $74,490. I've listed some of the grants that we distributed: the Rome Town Center, the Deer Cuse improvements, Shermalot equipment upgrades, and then the Rome Snow Bandits equipment. In 2022, we're increasing our grant program to up to $140,000. There's three projects that we've already committed to for 2022. The Room to Rome dog park fencing project, the Walton Park
kayak launch area, and then the Lake Arrowhead play structure, a new play structure at Lake Arrowhead.
Lisa, can we just talk a little bit more about that one? Because we've had a conversation at Tri-Lakes about the boat landing at the 15th Avenue Dam or the Lake Arrowhead County Park. As part, the Visit Rome is assisting with the play structure there at the park. That the castle that's there will come down. I know that there's sentimental feelings around the castle, but it will come down for a whole new play structure. But then the boat landing that will go in will be very similar to what Lake Camelot did. So it will be a poured concrete slid into the water. So that will happen in 2022.
Concrete, what's going in the water?
A similar boat landing to what Lake Arrowhead did.
That's
I'm
county,
sorry, Lake Camelot.
that's a county park.
Yes. The county is paying.
Oh, the county.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're just assisting with the
play
Visit Rome
structure.
is assisting with the play structure.
Right.
I'm sorry, I pointed it at Dan to say Lake Camelot, but maybe said Lake Arrowhead.
All right. So in addition to just the growth of our program, we are restructuring just our whole package, the application and the criterion that we are, we're in the process of development with the regional, he's the regional director of the Department of Tourism for Wisconsin. So he's helping us out restructure our program. Once that's done, we do want to improve the transparency, and there'll be a landing page on our website with all the information as well as the grants that are given.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yep.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot,
No.
but as you're working through that with those refined criteria, is that with a different focus as far as potential projects, or what are the criteria changing from to? And
I think they're just very broad right now. And we have to dial down and just develop some more criteria in for example, if for a for-profit business, it would be treated a little bit differently than a not-for-profit, the different kinds of projects, really, are they related to tourism and development? So we're just refining the verbiage a lot further.
got it. Thank you.
Yep. Anything to add to that, Rob? Okay.
Hey, one question
Okay.
on the Walton
Yeah.
Park kayak launch. Now that is strictly a town-owned property, right? There's no
Yes.
association with.
It came from
And
Parks
then, are you gonna have? Is it gonna be parking there also, off-road parking?
yes.
Yeah.
Make it.
This is just a quick slide on, there's certain market niches that we're gonna be focusing on, that we've started to already, and then also into 2022. That would be winter, a focus on families, a focus on deer queues and ATV riding, and then to a lesser degree, the trap shooting and the WTA campground. Deer queues, just as a side note, the Wisconsin Department of Tourism director, when he was here, he was so impressed with deer queues and said that place is just a gem for the town of Rome. So just wanted to pass that on. Thought that was pretty cool. In terms of our marketing and advertising spend, again, there's been a little bit of a shift, I think, since I've started, and then going into 2022. We're really getting more into digital advertising, both on Facebook and Google. I have this on the presentation. So the first 15 days of December, we've already drove 2,057 people to our website from our Google and Facebook ads. So that was pretty cool. I think the impressions are over 80,000. So it's been good so far. There are trade shows, just wanted to mention this because in 2021, due to COVID, there really weren't any trade shows to go to. So we are going to be we are going to be going to those trade shows again, in addition to, we're adding, sports shows in addition to the many golf shows that we've been attending in the past. And lastly, there's going to be a focus on collateral, both video, and high-res images. Just needed on in our website and for promotion. Okay. And then lastly, this wasn't in the annual report because it's really kind of on the horizon in 2022. But 2 long-range projects, I'm sure you're familiar with Link the Lakes, but the RFP was completed and will go out in early January for bidding. And then we've been exploring the idea of a tubing hill for the 22-23 season.
I know a lot of families that would use that.
Yeah. Every year we get
I
a lot
know
of
some
questions.
schools that
Yeah.
would use that.
Do you have a, and maybe it's way too early, but for that tubing hill, is there a number of sites that you've identified as maybe good sites for that, or
I
is?
think maybe a couple. I know one, we've talked to Tri-Norse about their, not the ski jump, but they call it the Underhill. They would need some structural improvements there. So we're helping them out with some fundraising to possibly raise money for those structural improvements, but we talked about looking at other sites as well.
Very good, thank you.
One of those events is this Saturday, if you wanted to come out for the candlelight hike. It was also gonna be snowshoe, but not so much right now. So
Yeah.
we will light a 1-mile route through Tri-Norse, and we'll have chili and chili dogs, and Santa is making a special trip to Rome from 5 to 5:45.
Any questions?
Anybody? Anybody?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Number 14, discussion and possible action, request by Wisconsin Dunes LLC for the exclusion of CSM 6645, lot number 1030-01790-0819, lot number 2-030-01790-0820, and lot number 3, 030-01790-0821, and CSM 6646, lot number 1-030-01790-0822, lot number 2, 030-01790-0823, lot number 3, 030-01790-0824, and lot number 4, 030-01790-0825, from the mortgage granted to the Town of Rome pursuant to a development agreement among the Town of Rome, Wisconsin Dunes LLC, and Sand Valley LLC, dated as of August 10th, 2016.
So there was a series of items included in your packet. But we have in the past released mortgages for lots that have been created and then sold individually out there at Sand Valley. I did include at your desk tonight just an updated description of those parcels, those CSM maps. We're just working through the process of getting approved by the county when we receive this information. So you do have an updated partial mortgage release document that does show Exhibit A listing out the lots that were described on the agenda. So these 7 lots would be just to the east of the existing SV homes on the Sand Valley Resort property.
And then I would just add, and it's somewhat related, certainly it's related to the CSMs that you have in your packet. Some of you may recall that the town approved an expanded use of CSM back in 2018. So we have noted these ones against that because we did allow for 10, up to 10. And so these all count towards that expanded CSM as well. So not directly related to the mortgage, but certainly those CSMs are being tallied as far as being allowable under that expanded CSM.
Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the mortgage release for the parcels that are referenced in the agenda.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 15, discussion and possible action approval of resolution number 21, amendment to the general personnel and benefits policy manual, policy number 3.01, standard benefits.
So a track changes copy was included in your packet for this evening. This adds the language about the wellness program, the wellness incentive that we put into place for 2022. In addition, it clarifies that sick leave conversion piece when it comes to dental and vision. Delta Dental is our provider for that, and they need to have it represented slightly differently, which dovetails into the next agenda item of it being a separate resolution or a separate agreement with staff instead of being as part of policy. They need to see it as a separate agreement that we're making that commitment to employees upon retirement.
Can I get a motion, please?
Motion to approve the resolution changing the personal benefits policy manual.
I'll second the motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 16, discussion and possible action, approval of resolution number 21, approving additional continuation of dental and vision benefits for qualifying retiring employees. Follow up to
Yep.
15. Can I get a motion, please?
Move to approve the resolution on the continuing benefits for the retirees.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 17, discussion and possible action, consideration of town paying for a staff member plus one guest to attend the holiday gathering.
There was a memo included in your packet just noting that the town was planning to cover a portion of the holiday gathering, and an invitation went out indicating $8 per attendee. That the meal cost for the holiday party is $14.50, and we do have an average of 50 people attending. I did ask Wendy how many we have RSVP'd to date at this moment, and we have 40 RSVPs. We do expect that number would increase, right, if the fee is waived. And I did just note in the resolution that we would take these funds out of the other general government in the general budget if approved for tonight. We would provide back the checks for those that have already paid for the holiday party. But certainly if there were those that said, just keep it, I've already wrote the check, we would apply that towards the purchase of door prizes.
And how are you gonna advertise that?
The party, everyone got the invite.
They got the invite originally, but they didn't know that it was gonna be paid for.
So we will, the same method that we shared
Okay.
this invite, we would share that the party would be complimentary.
Just so everybody's aware, you also were including a free drink with that. So actually, the cost was $18 before, the total cost, and your employees are paying $8, so the town was paying $10. So just, employees need to know that.
Can I get a motion, please?
Move to approve the town paying for employee plus one guest for the holiday Christmas party.
A second.
Any further discussion?
Could I ask, is this an agenda item that we should return then on an annual basis for consideration, or does the approval tonight extend that if the meal would be approximately the same cost next year, that it would also be provided by the town?
So
Can we
I
amend
have
it?
a thought there. With the idea that you never really necessarily want to bind future boards, I would recommend that if you do want this to be considered on an annual basis, that you just have it come back annually as a request.
I think it absolutely should be considered on an annual basis.
Yep. How about would you amend your amendment
Sure.
or your motion to say that?
Sure, amend my motion that that we would approve on an annual basis the town paying for the holiday party for the employee plus one guest, and that request or that agenda item be brought back up every year prior to the publication of the holiday party flyer.
Would you agree to that as the second?
Yep, second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Number 18, discussion and possible action, consideration of possible expanded purpose duties of the Community Development Authority CDA Committee.
Thank you,
Let's
Mr.
go.
Chairman. So there's, you had in your packet I call it a kind of a summary document. This item is part update, part brainstorming, I think is probably the best way to word it. Update is where I'll start. So over the last few months, as I stated at the end of last meeting, the CDA has been going through and considering really then updating their mission statement, their purpose, and their vision statement. So they have been going through that exercise. Part of that, it fell, as far as the year is concerned, in place well because they tend to annually consider their goals and objectives for the following year. And you'll see that on their agendas. They always do also note there that it also pertains to housing issues. That's kind of a segue that I'll use to reference then the first 2 pages of the document that you had in your packet. So I gave a history as far as when the CDA was put into place and what they operate under, and really the areas that they operate under are statute-based, ordinance-based, and bylaws-based. So I did reference those, and I also then referenced specifically under the focus area spot that there are certain areas that the CDA can then focus on, right? Or authorized areas of authorized responsibilities, if you will. Over the next probably few months, the CDA will be probably part and parcel with looking at their goals and objectives for the upcoming year, also looking at these areas of responsibilities and what that might look like. In part, that all ties into this the mission, purpose, and vision statement. You see a number of bullets under, for example, that mission statement and purpose, and so the brainstorming and exploration of this has already begun. So I said it was part kind of update, part brainstorming. So the brainstorming part, and the reason that we put it on today's agenda, is that the CDA will be going through this process, and it will not be the only time that this comes in front of you, I'm sure. The CDA, as they go through this, certainly is looking for the board's support in deciding what those areas of authorized responsibilities are, right, and what that looks like, their goals, for example, and objectives for the next year. So part of this is today we can kind of give them feedback if we have ideas of things they might want to be looking at closer as they work through this over the next couple months. And then the idea here is, in a similar fashion to what I've given you as page 3 in the in your packet, we will bring this back to the board as an update on the results of the CDA's kind of working through this, and I'm sure also you'll see a copy of the goals and objectives that they're adopting for the next year. So I know that's broad, and so it's not expected unless you have some general guidance or guidelines to provide. It's not expected that you have anything specific. You may want to see what the CDA puts together, but really what we're looking for here is anything generally that you think that the CDA should be maybe looking at closer. And then, of course, this will be reported at the next CDA meeting as they work through this process, and then you'll see it again after they do.
Should I get a motion first, or should I put my 2 cents in?
So you don't need a
do we
motion
even
for
need a
this.
motion?
I think what we're
Okay.
looking for really at this point
Confirmation.
is feedback, right? That can be taken back to the CDA. So really, no feedback is bad feedback, right? I mean, just your general thoughts on this that can be then taken to CDA, and they can then fine tune, right, the goals and areas of focus within, like I said, the 3 areas of authority that they have.
Okay, and from a 30,000 foot view is, the CDA generally has been concentrating on the town center. The board has already asked me to look at a little bit more on commercial properties around the town. My thought was that we probably should have them look at the entire town. You know, do we want a residential area right across the street from trap shooters? I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just saying that's something I think they should look at, to start looking at the town and looking at different areas on a plan going into the future. Again, with the growth we've experienced in the last couple of years, I expect that to accelerate actually. And then also looking at the funding we're going to be receiving in about 10 years or less from the TIF when that becomes effective. Kind of with that in mind, is it's probably going to even generate additional growth. So even though the 10-year plan isn't ready for renewal, we can go ahead and work on it, and I think we should start now, and just get the CDA to focus on the entire town, at least with an overall view, and start looking at what makes sense to go where, rather than just haphazardly having things thrown at us. The town center kind of being redone into from a business park to a town retail area and attraction, we'll say. I think we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot a little bit with not allowing private storage units there. So you can see storage units popping up all over the town. I'm not sure that's what we want going in. I think the CDA should also look at the gateway. Right now, I believe it's just 13, but maybe they want to apply a gateway type district to different areas of the town. Again, it's
on D also.
on D, okay. But it just have them look at all that. Again, guidance from the board is just look at everything, what makes sense. Let's plan out to 10 years, and so we have guidance for the future boards and also for proper planning. If we don't plan, we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. And when
That's
you,
my thought.
Can I just ask a clarifier before we take
Certainly.
the next one? I just want to make sure that I'm relaying this appropriately. So some of what you've talked about is a real commercial focus, right? And certainly as I indicated in the outline, there are housing, right, focuses there too. And I just want to make sure I take your feedback the right way, as I reported to the CDA. You're looking for an overall plan, commercial, housing, all of that in what you're suggesting that they examine.
That was my thought,
Thank you.
so my comments were going to be along the lines of, with everything you just said, I think that there's a gap that exists between what is today's CDA and the Plan Commission and the activities that happen on both. And this is an opportunity to fix that. But at the same time, Plan Commission's currently going through the comprehensive plan, but we wouldn't want to finalize that until there was some sort of joint meeting where there could be feedback. And I think there's value to having both of those commissions sit down together and work through that when we get there.
CDA is also going through the.
Yeah, they're going through but in my mind, like, all that text in that thing is great, but the map is the most important thing to me.
You're exactly right.
I'll just give some feedback to that. So it's interesting, it's a really good comment, because in the statutes, one of the things, as a CDA can be formed, one of the things that a CDA can be designated to do is a lot of the things that a plan commission, so they can have certain powers that a plan commission has. That's not the case here, right? So there's definitely an intention when the CDA was created that these are two, plan commission, CDA, that they're two separate bodies, but they certainly have areas that they need to be working together with, right? Because, like I said, in the statutes, it even envisions possibilities of the CDA taking some of those roles. And I'm not suggesting that the CDA does take those roles, but the mere fact that they can says that they have a lot of oversight in similar areas, right? And so what I'm taking, Dan, from your comments is consider that joint meeting. Okay, we're getting input from that, but consider that meeting where we actually go through all the feedback received, maybe be a joint meeting.
Mhm.
Thank you.
The CDA, for instance, is communicating with people that are potentially interested from a commercial perspective coming into here, or, you know, if we've got housing objectives to meet, where might that go? They might be interfacing with builders, et cetera. The Plan Commission has no visibility into that. We get people that show up and they want to do a change to use on a property, and okay, it gets thrown at us, and typically we go, okay.
Yeah.
But it really shouldn't be that way.
I think too, the CDA ought to explore digital marketing opportunities for the Rome Town Center. And Lisa, who was just here giving us a presentation from Visit Rome, has a wealth of knowledge in that area, and they may want to consult with her.
Dovetailing off of that with Visit Rome too, if Visit Rome has the focus of bringing in these tourism features, I would hope the CDA, you know, if they're in conversations with people looking at establishing commercial businesses, it's like, well, hey, here's an opportunity that another entity is focusing on bringing people here that will use what it is that you want to provide. But I think they probably already do that to some extent.
It's probably heard me say it several times, but Visit Rome is the first date, we're the prenup. Yeah. And the other piece about digital marketing and our available property in Rome Town Center is we need to build more roads, right? We have 2 additional roads that need to go through Rome Town Center, and pretty soon we won't have 70 foot of frontage, which we require for property sales. So the other piece is it's very exciting to do that marketing, but we need to get the extra roads put in so we have the rest of the land be saleable.
Are those roads a town expense?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Figured.
Yes, they would be, I believe, Vienna Trail and the rest of Timberline Trail. We've talked at Plan Commission about Timberline Trail we'd like it to get the trees at least to get plotted out or taken down, but we'll have to go through a land division ordinance and getting them put into road right away, and there'll be some steps.
I don't know if it fits here, but there was gonna be a parking area over there. Is that still on the horizon?
Yep, it's
Yeah.
still on the map, yep.
So do we need to do anything here, or we have the
No,
board
so
support?
exactly what you're doing is what the request was, right? And that's to get feedback that then can be reported to CDA. As they're exploring this, then you'll see it again, I'm sure. But this feedback is exactly what they're looking for. So they'll be working through this as well, in the same way that you received this update with, you know, kind of a summary of work to date that they've been doing on that mission, vision, and purpose. You'll receive an update as they work through this. And then just more generally, I'd anticipate that when we do get through our elements of the comp plan, then it'll be a joint meeting that you'll see between the CDA and the Plan Commission. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Number 19, discussion and possible action. Update on Ehlers' engagement to complete financial management planning regarding TID number 1 and anticipated growth in the town. Doesn't matter 2 cents, go ahead.
So I did just include in your packet a really brief memo and when we did our financial management plan, Ehlers had put together a draft of what it would mean when the TID closed. So that information was included in the packet. So this was done in early 2020. He presented it as part of the 2019 budget, and then we finalized that plan in early 2020. So I just included this as kind of a summary of what that TIF piece might look like when it's redone by Greg Johnson with Ehlers. But then have obviously reached out to him. We've had a conversation about what we would be looking for. Obviously with the holidays, there's some vacation. So he said in early 2022, we would get a document from Ehlers that would share those updated projections, both for potential anticipated growth in the town and for TIF closure.
We didn't need any action on that.
No, I just wanted to make sure that it was updated.
Thank you. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, just a question. So $56 million in assessed valuation only brings in a possibility of about 105,000 in increase in tax levy for us?
Not according to my calculations, it'd be 293,000.
Yeah, I would think it'd be higher.
Would increase by 105, but again, that was, our value is already more than that now.
Yeah, but I
So-
mean, just based on 56 million or 55.5.
Yep.
He was using a tax rate of 430 per thousand, it's now 524.
Yep, and he was using what real-time numbers were. We will put in those projection numbers of what we anticipate at the end of closure.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 years, it should be substantially higher than that. That's what I'd like to see, some estimates.
It's a good example though of how the calculation, how they're working out the calculation.
Alrighty, number 20, discussion and possible action, approve carryover of 6 days of accrued vacation for the town administrator.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
She's gotta take them, that's,
Yeah.
Well, there's language in
yeah.
here by mutually satisfactory dates, so when are you gonna take them?
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 21, discussion and possible action, set winter town board meeting dates.
I know we've talked just briefly at the end of the meetings when we've set next dates that we would go twice a month and cancel if there wouldn't be enough agenda items, but then we, at the end of last meeting, Supervisor Barhart asked that we would discuss it further. Last winter, we went to one meeting a month and it was the second Thursday of every month. I have plenty of agenda items to do 2 meetings in January, but it's open for discussion.
I prefer we just keep the meeting schedule as is, especially because people that watch are accustomed to it.
right.
And if we have to cancel it, because there's nothing to cancel it, but otherwise.
I would agree with that.
The other piece I can always say too is if it can wait, like if it could hold for a meeting, even if we had an item, but it needed to be acted on, we could, move it to that next meeting if it was something that could wait.
Yeah, we're looking at 24 agenda items right here. If we combine it to once a month, what is that gonna be, 30, 40?
Could be.
January, February, and March were very long meetings last
It
year.
just, it just in my mind, didn't seem like it was a very big problem last year. We accommodated one meeting a month. It seemed to work out.
Well, they just get to be very long.
I
Plus our
remember,
residents don't know if it's the first and third, or if it's the second and third.
Fine, then keep it at 2. That's fine with me.
okay, we can still always cancel if there's nothing coming up.
Well, that's
so.
what I say, leave it first
Yeah.
and third, and if you wanna cancel on them, that's easier than changing all the dates to the second.
All right. We'll leave that as is. Number 22, discussion and possible action, approval of a request from the Lure Bar, Barnum Bay Marina to waive the standby charge for emergency medical responders, EMR, on January 1st, 2022 for the 25th annual Polar Bear Jump. And I understand this is a charity.
It is for the
Yep.
Children's Miracle Network.
Motion to approve the waiver.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Number 23, the board may go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute section 19.85, subsection 1, subsection C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Town administrator, 12-month evaluation. Can I get a roll call vote, starting from my left?
Gotta make a
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry, can I get a motion, please? All right.
I'll make a motion, we go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin stat 19.85, sub 1, sub C, E, isn't it? Sub C.
Sub C.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote, starting from my left?
Wassinger, yes.
Minter, yes.
Hasdall, yes.
Goldman, yes.
Bauerheit, yes.
Okay, we are now in closed session.
I'm sorry, I was chatting with the woodcarver.
Don't make us wait. We can unsign
We're
the.
learning the recipe for it.
Chatting with the woodcarver.
All right, number 24. The board reserves the right to enter into open session authorized by Wisconsin statute section 19.85 subsection 2 to possibly take action from the closed session and continue with the agenda. Can I get a motion, please?
I move return to open session per Wisconsin State Statute 19.85 sub 2.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call from my left, please?
Weisinger, yes.
Minter, yes.
Hasdell, yes.
Bowman, yes.
Farheit, yes.
We are now back in open session. And we're done. Dates and items for future agenda meetings, number 25, next agenda items. You'll come up with that, right?
Yes,
Anything in particular?
if there's anything additional, but yeah, we certainly already have a couple items that'll be on the agenda.
Next meeting date and time?
January 6th at 5 p.m. would be the first Thursday of January.
Okay. Can I get a motion for adjournment, please?
Motion to adjourn.
It's breaking news.
I just turned it on.
Second.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. We are adjourned.
6:10.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And Happy New Year, because we won't be here.